Israel. Israel, what was you just saying? What was you just telling me to look at? No, what was you telling me to look at? No, on your arms. What you show me on your arms? You showed me something on your arms. What was it? You was black? Like you?
Yeah. I was even more black.
You are turning even more black?
Yeah.
Wow, do you like that?
You.
Like me?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Do you like that?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool too. Whatever color you are is pretty cool. Yeah, I see. I wonder how did that happen? Okay, off subject. Hey y'all. Peace on earth and love and light to you. Okay, I'm trying to be quiet because I'm recording this well, it's really not late. It's like 11 something, but my baby's asleep. But this is just what I wanted to add to the video that you just saw of my baby. It's cute, right? Okay, but I posted it because I thought it was important, especially with all this colorism going on right now. And it just made me think how, she saw a darker skin tone as pretty. She felt like, wow, it, it was that she just didn't see magic. And I later spoke to her about this to see if she had, just to see what her understanding was. But she didn't really look at it like, oh, this is magical, because she calls a lot of things magical, and my skin is now another color. Ooh, no, she actually saw that her skin had turned to a browner shade, and she thought that was pretty, and she felt like she liked the fact that it looked like mine. I'm her mommy, so of course she likes to, how your daughters are, they like to be like you, they try to do everything like you. And she just, if she, seriously, if she woke up tomorrow, and she does look a lot like me, but if she woke up tomorrow and just looked exactly like me, she'd probably think it was the best thing ever. And I love that about my baby, you guys. And I know you guys who have daughters or, children in general will understand what I'm saying. But I did talk with her, and she was like, she's so smart too, but she was very aware of that her darker skin tone was pretty. Like, she just really liked the fact that when she saw this darker skin tone, that it was pretty to her. She told me that. So she said, like, she looked at her arms and she was like, wow, I'm darker, I'm brown, or I forgot what she said. When she was talking to me, she was like, I'm browner and I'm blacker. So, and I'm trying to, she's small, so she knows that we're black people, but y'all know how I feel about that. If you don't know, then you probably just haven't watched the videos. I try to get out these terms of black and, other terms like African American, just because you guys know the things that I believe in, it's just people feel like when you're trying to say that you're not African, then that means you're saying that you're not black, simply because that's the only black people that people know is people in Africa, and that's a whole nother subject. But anyways, we're all entitled to believe how we want to believe, but just and when she grows up, she can, whatever she goes to will be, from her own research and studies. But we all bring our children up. You guys know what I'm saying. But anyways, what I really want her to get out of is what I really want her to look at is skin tone and this darker and lighter thing. I want her to be able to embrace herself no matter what skin color she is. So we all know, she's naturally light. So in the wintertime, she'll most likely go back to a lighter shade. So when she goes back to a lighter shade, then, I don't want her to feel sad or like, wow, well, I was enjoying this new darker shade. I don't even want her to think that. And when summer comes around again, I don't want her to say, oh my gosh, I'm getting darker, and then, which brings me to another point. I want her to realize colorism is a thing. It's a real thing that people go through, and people will be prejudiced against you because of the color of your skin. I want her to understand that people would judge her because she's a light-skinned girl with what they call good hair, and as much as I have to do her hair, I don't. It is pretty to look at, but I wouldn't call it good hair. But anyways, that's my perception. But anyways, you guys, the thing is, it's like, I don't want her to be blind to colorism, but I do want her to, to respect and embrace and love whatever color she is or whatever color anybody else is. And then I thought about it. I was like, I remember I've heard so many light-skinned people or people of a lighter complexion, even dark-skinned people, when they're in the sun, oh my gosh, I can't get any blacker. I can't get any darker. Let's go in, And me, I've said this before, depending on what video you've watched of mine, that I was a little bit like Cash Doll, except I've always known colorism exists, but I just never experienced it. I never had no one tell me anything crazy because of my dark skin. But so therefore, I never talked about this subject, even though it's very serious now that I see that. I just never came across it personally, or didn't really notice. So but I've always felt like I had aunts who were darker than me and cousins who were darker than me, and I just felt like sometimes I used to feel like, oh my gosh, I wanted to be darker, because I just always loved dark skin, and I knew that light skin was more popular. I knew that, but I could never see that. I don't know if it was because I'm dark skinned. I guess that's why. And I just always loved the color of my skin, so I never really understood why light skin was looked at as more prettier, and a lighter complexion, and not just in the so-called black race, but a lot of different races where they would say the lighter the skin, the better. I never understood that, since I always thought dark skin was just the prettiest thing ever, But I'm dark skinned, so I guess that's where it came from. But anyways, it made me start thinking, like, we as adults who talk about this colorism thing so much, a lot of people talk about it a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about it, and a lot of these people, like, I really love their channels that talk about some of this stuff. Like, I really love them, but it made me wonder, it's a lot of them now, because I'm starting to watch a lot of people who talk like this, and it's a lot of them I watch. Me personally, I always like to watch some of the smaller channels. That's just me because I feel like their message is more authentic. Not to say the ones with the bigger channels are not authentic, because I definitely see some bigger channels and I feel like those people are authentic. But it makes me wonder, those who do talk about colorism, you know, and some of them who, may be prone to, take up for the darker skinned people more. Like, what if you turn light skinned one day? Probably can't happen unless you get like some type of skin disease. But say that what if that happened? Would you be mad? You know, would you still, accept yourself and love yourself? Or would you be happy? Happy that you no longer have that dark skinned girl struggle anymore, And a lot of natural people who have natural like 4 type hair are making their hair curly, to look this 3B, 3C texture or whatever. So, are you really happy with yourself for real, for real? Are you really embracing who you are? Or are you trying to look like somebody else? Now, me, the reason I don't get into all of that, because I feel like I wear my hair with so many different wigs and weaves, natural and all that. Wigs and weave more. I feel like they are fun. I feel like that I've been like this since I was very young, and something my mother always said. I've always just had this personality. I call it creativity. So I am a number 3 life path. So I do all things creative anyways, and so I've always just felt like I didn't really care about what my hair color was or my hair texture was. I never looked at it like I wanted. And I remember when I first dyed my hair blonde, and people will say that it comes from black people wanting to look like white people. But when I first dyed my hair blonde, it was because I saw those black people with blonde hair. I saw those people and I was mesmerized. Look at me, can't talk. What else is new? Y'all, how you say that word? Mesmerized. Got it. But that's actually why I bleached my hair blonde, because of that. No other reason. That was exactly why I dyed my hair blonde. And the contrast of dark skin with light hair was beautiful to me. But I always look at things like art, so everybody don't think like I think. But it just makes me wonder, how much do we really accept ourselves, or are we just preaching certain things just because we are that color, or based on the things that we've dealt with in our life? Is that the only reason why we're preaching certain things, Like, what if you was light skinned and became darker? Would you be like my baby? Like, oh, cool, Like, I've gotten darker. Would you, really love and accept yourself? And I feel like that that's a question that we should ask ourselves, because I asked myself that, because honestly, if I got lighter, I would not like it, because I've always loved my dark skin. But I have to look at this like, who we are on the inside does go further than skin tone. And the people who feel like, let's not talk about this, let's get past this, let's stop talking about this race and stuff like that. Honestly, I feel them a little bit, but definitely don't stop talking about it, because this is something that needs to be shared, needs to be happening. I can't stand when somebody tells someone, let's stop talking about stuff. I can't stand that, because if it wasn't for some people who didn't stop talking, then we wouldn't have the information that we have today. Like, duh. I hate when people say stuff like that, because we're all entitled to talk about whatever we want to talk about. We're all passionate about different things, and we all have our different opinions. And if your opinion is different from mine, then you know what? Just get off the channel, or get off the video, or stop reading it. That's how I feel about it. And then you post your own video on your, with your beliefs, and then maybe some people can get with you, and and maybe you can help people in your own way. You know, we all are getting help in our own way, in different ways. So basically, that's all I want to talk about. Is leaving people with that question, like, how much are we really embracing who we really are and celebrating who we really are? Because a lot of people talk about this colorism thing and this skin thing, when really our skin is like India already says, I'm not my skin. One part of that song when she actually says that, I'm not the skin, was like, you know, how much really just are we really just putting this subject out there based on people who are being judgmental towards us by skin tone? It's like, where is that coming from? Or when people go against people like that, like with the whole Chris Brown situation, when you're going against people like Chris Brown, who had no who put up, like Tokyo Vanity said, he put up in his section, no dark skinned people. Why are we really getting mad? Is it is it really a skin thing? Because really, if you loved and embrace yourself 100%, then you know what? You're not even looking at the fact that you're a dark skinned person or a light skinned person. You would be happy with yourself no matter what skin tone that you just happen to turn. You won't be trying to prevent yourself from becoming, a different skin tone. Because it's all about, how do you feel about yourself? you know? And I guess it's a question that I leave you guys. How do we really feel about ourselves? Take skin tone out of it. Who you are is actually past your skin tone. It's like I said, I kind of feel these people who just be like, oh, it's not about skin and all that, and they get tired of that. I still do kind of feel them a little bit, because at the end of the day, how do you really feel about yourself? It's more of an inside thing. So that's all I have to say. Is that all I have to say? I think so. Those of you guys. Okay. Those of you guys. Has this red blanket been showing the whole time? I thought it was dark. It don't matter. Those of you guys who are not familiar, go look at some of my videos. And if you need a personal reading, contact me. I have all that in the description. Bye.